am back. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm working on those oiled leather shoes that I was working on before. And I went ahead and I oiled some more of the straps. And now I'm just kind of like evening out because some areas were more porous than others, so they took the oil a little bit more than I wanted to. So I'm just kind of evening it out. But I feel like I'm really digging what's happening here. So let me grab the other one. So this is what they look like before. And this is what they look like after. So a little bit darker. I can always go darker if I want to. I'm just gonna like really be careful as I'm doing these ones because they are, hey Rich, I don't want them to like suck up so much oil that I don't like the unevenness on these ones. So these ones I'm putting a little bit more work into than some of the others. I had someone ask earlier about, they messaged us and asked us about BirkoFlor and how to clean BirkoFlor, because obviously you don't need to oil BirkoFlor. So I'm going to go over that. Excuse me, just so I can get that question answered. So, simple green, best friend, love it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to spray it onto my little ripped up t-shirt here. Not to be confused with my wet t-shirt, like I said earlier. And because this is BirkoFlor is vinyl upper, or vinyl on the top, and then it has felt underneath here. So it's vinyl, so it's super duper easy to clean. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rub this down with some simple green, and that's all that there is to it. Just get in all the grooves of the little detail areas. Little brushes are helpful for this, like this little brush right here. I can get in here and get all around the buckles and stuff. And then you just wipe down your vinyl uppers. The BirkoFlor is synthetic. They've pressed it to have the texture of leather, but it keeps you at a lower price point, which is really nice, which means you can build up your Birkenstock collection a little faster. I probably should have showed you that part first. Hold on. Let me get this other shoe and I'll show you what just happened. So, on this little toe strap here, straps where the buckles are, this is where dirt just collects and gets gross. So, there it is. I'm looking at all this gunk that's happening right here. I'm going to take my simple green, I'm going to put it on my t-shirt, rag, washcloth, towel, whatever you want to use, paper towel, all that's good. Because again, this is just synthetic material that we're cleaning. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that simple green and scrub this out. And that's all that it is. It obviously, you can see it more when there's like a lighter color or when there's like a pattern. Obviously black isn't my best example, but it's the only BirkoFlor that I currently have in store that was dropped off for the tune-ups. So I'm working with what I got here. I'm going to get under the buckle, because under the buckle just collects everything. It's super gross. And there you go. Nice and clean. Obviously you can still see the buckle marks, but it's not dirt anymore. And then this shoe is practically done. Just didn't do this top part here. Do that really quick. Again, a brush just to get into the rivets. The style that I'm cleaning is called Rio. It's got a cute little ankle strap. We don't have it in store right now. We do have it. We have the Rio in store for littles. Oh no! It fell. Sorry. Sorry about that. We have the Rio in store in the EVA material in pink EVA, so it's a bright pink. And that will be for our little kids. Right, and then while I'm here, I'm also, ugh, look at how filthy that shoe was. Gross. I'm also going to go ahead and clean up the cork before I reseal it. You can get our cleaning kits that have cork seal, rain and stain protector, and footbed cleaner for and it comes with a brush with a nubuck block for $20, so that you can do this all on your own. Or if you miss us this week, where we're doing the free quick tune-ups, for $25 we can clean your shoes for you. So totally up to you. If you want us to do the work, awesome, we're more than happy to do that for you. But if you would like to have the kit at home so you can do this on your own, go for it. I totally recommend it. We have our YouTube videos out there showing you how to use all of this stuff. And obviously you're watching me do stuff, so we're absolutely here to help in any way that we possibly can. So now what I'm going to do, now that that's all cleaned up, just make sure it's not, there's not a bunch of moisture on that cork. I'm just going to go ahead and seal it up now. How much does this process cost? So normally this is $25, but this week until the 27th we're doing it for free on one pair of Birkenstocks. I have currently, I think I have, oh gosh, I believe there's 10 pairs of shoes sitting in front of me that I still need to clean. So you drop them off with me. They'll be here for a few days while we get through them all. Yeah, so normally when you do this with us, it's $25. However, you can buy a kit plus, like, if you have leather uppers, you can buy a bottle of leather lotion. I think all in all it's going to cost you under $30 to get the cleaning kit as well as leather lotion. And you can do all the things that you need to do to take care of your Birkenstock. So totally up to you. $25 we'll do it. 30-ish bucks you can do it yourself. And there's a tutorial on how to do all this stuff on YouTube. Can you repair cracked cork? Absolutely. So if the cork is cracked, hold on, let me get you a better example. Okay, Jennifer, here is the flex point. Okay, if it cracks in here and across the footbed, then you need to have a recraft done. So recrafts will cost $85 plus tax if you have a classic footbed, and then it's $90 plus tax if you have a soft footbed. If on the back of the shoe, I believe I had one that needs a little bit of love. I can show you this one. This person, I was talking on my last video, we can see how worn this is. This person could probably do with a heel tap, because you see where it's all smooth right here. We could do a resole on this and put a heel tap here so it's stronger. But if you like walk through your cork, or there's like a chunk of cork missing here, cork work can be done. I believe it starts at $25. That's what I believe that cost is. I don't have the sheet right in front of me. Sorry, Jennifer. But yeah. Oh, I just got cork seal on my arm. Yeah, so bring the shoes in so that way we can evaluate them better. We'll absolutely let you know. Like we've had a lot of people bring their shoes in to do just, you know, the tune up on them, where we're cleaning up the straps and sealing the cork, and we've just been advising like, hey, you know, this is the best that we could do, but we for sure recommend doing a recraft on here because, you know, your cork is cracked. And a lot of times when it cracks, if the crack gets deep enough in here, it will pinch your foot. That's where it cracked. Soft is the only way to go. Yeah, man, soft footbeds are awesome. I like them both, but I do love soft footbed. Yeah, so bring them in so that way we can get your shoes back to brand new, especially if they're leather uppers. Super worth it if they're leather uppers, or if it's a pattern or color that they're never going to make again. 100% worth it. If it's one of their core items with a synthetic upper, like a black BirkoFlor, I mean, you're saving like $20 by going into a a new footbed, it's totally up to you. I mean, you do you, boo. But we're here to help. We will help absolutely any way that we possibly can. So just bring them in so we can take a look at them, okay, Jen? I'm going to go back to sealing this. So you just want to make sure, on my last video, I said it, I'm going to say it again. Cork seal, absolutely 100% does not go on the footbed. This is not cork. This is suede. There's suede laying over the top of your cork. These shoes really could be, I think a recraft could be done on these ones just because it's pretty crusty in here. But that just means that this person absolutely loves their shoes, and that's awesome. But I think it's so cool that we have that ability to recraft the Birkenstock. So we'll just take these uppers. They don't make this shoe anymore. So this would be one of those times where you do the recraft and we take these uppers and we put it on a brand new footbed and you have a brand new shoe basically. So totally worth doing it, because Birkenstock does that, man. They'll make some cute shoes and then they never make them again. How do you know if it will be made again? It's soft footbed, Arizona in onyx. They do not make onyx in Arizona anymore. It is not in their current catalog. It is not in their fall catalog. That's how we know. Because when we go shoe shopping for you guys, you know, we see what's coming up the next season. So we went shopping for our fall products in February. And then we will go in August for our spring products. The shoe world works in 2 seasons. So January through June. Yes, January through June is going to be your spring. Sorry, I'm really concentrating on what I'm doing right now. Spring, January through June. Fall is July through December. So it is not going forward. And if they'll bring it back, probably not. They are notorious for doing that. They will make a really cute color, a really cute pattern, and then just never do it again, which is kind of cool for our Birkenstock collectors, which we have a lot of Birkenstock collectors. Like the owner of our stores, she has the Mayari, which is the one with the little toe loop. She has that shoe, I believe, in 22 different colors. So like with Birkenstock, if you see a color that you really like, swoop it up, because you're more than likely never going to see it again. I think there's only been like a couple of things that they brought back where people were like, yeah, let's get that again, but it's rare. It is super rare. Did that answer your question? Yeah, so no, that one's not going to be made again, and you would want to do the soft foot bed. Do you know your size by chance? I could check to see, make sure I have the parts. We try to keep parts in stock all the time, but sometimes during certain times of the year it gets a little bit busy, and we'll be out of, we aren't able to order anything because Birkenstock is out of stock. So if you want to run your size by me, I can go check to make sure I have those parts. So what I'm doing is I'm avoiding putting it on the sole material. Not that it matters too much, but this particular batch of Cork Seal or Cork Life is has a shiny finish to it, so it'll be kind of noticeable on the sole material. Again, we're not putting this on the footbed. We are only putting this on the cork because it's Cork Seal. So we're sealing the cork. Whoops, I missed a spot. And the reason why we put the Cork Seal on is to prevent the cork from drying out. Again, the area where it's going to crack at that flex point, that's just going to happen because that's where the shoe bends, and this is all natural material, so over time it's going to break down. And when I say over time, I really mean over miles. So if you have one pair of Birkenstocks and that's your only pair of Birkenstocks and you're wearing them all the time, then you're going to get that crack happening sooner rather than later. If you have multiple shoes that you're, bouncing back and forth between them, that'll take a little bit more time for that to happen. Recraft it is, I'm a 7, so it's 38. Did you purchase them with us, Jennifer? Oh my God! That was scary. I dropped y'all. Sorry. This is the second time I've dropped you on this video. Sorry about that. Okay, also with the Cork Seal. Oh my goodness gracious, get it together, phone. Sorry. With the Cork Seal. So the newest batches of Cork Seal that they have been doing have been a matte finish. So as long as you make sure that when you are putting your cork seal on, that it looks like this as you're applying it, then you know that you've gotten it everywhere, and it will dry with a matte finish. This particular batch of cork seal that we've had for a long time, your cork seal is going to last you a long time. We have had this, oh my word, for a long time. I'm going to go with, we've probably had this for a couple of years. And we do sealing way more than you do. So you buy your tube of cork seal, you're going to have it for a long, long time. Anyways, our cork seal has this shiny finish to it. The last few batches of a cork seal from Birkenstock that comes in a tube with a sponge, like it looks like a little bingo dauber, that's had more of a matte finish. So just so long as you know that you covered it all, you know that it's sealed. There's no need to go over it and over it and over it and over it and over it again in one sitting. Sorry, I lost the feed. I'll bring them in ASAP. Thanks for your help. Absolutely, Jennifer. No problem. As long as you know that you have sealed all of your cork, then you are super duper good to go. I would recommend sealing your cork and putting a reminder on your phone every 3 to 5 months. I mean, I wouldn't, honestly, 5 is pushing it. I would do it like every 3 months, reseal your cork, just like an oil change, right? So the day you're getting your oil changed, seal your cork, because that'll just make sure that it stays sealed and that it's not getting dried out. You can see that these ones are pretty dry. Like you can see the discoloration, like the lighter parts here, it's very, very dry, and it's the latex that's in here it's come off, so it feels very soft and very fibrous. We don't want it to feel like, you don't want to feel that cork, like you want it to be sealed. So that's what we're doing. We're sealing up the cork and all that, making sure that the Birks are in fantastic condition and not dying sooner than they need to. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this a little bit more and then finish sealing up. Now, when you're cleaning your Birkenstocks, don't forget to do under the buckle, because gross, it is super nasty. This is where dust and dirt and all that stuff collects. Nobody can see it, obviously, but you know, it's just peace of mind knowing that your Birks are clean. Don't be afraid to get in there and get it. Like, these shoes are made very, very well. Fun fact, Birkenstocks, when they are going through their factory in Germany being made, like 50 people touch each pair of shoes. So it's not all just done on a machine. Like, there's actual people that are involved in the making of your Birkenstocks, which is really cool. They've been doing this for a long, long time, so this is definitely a name brand that you can trust. Like, their stuff is like a really, really, it's in really great condition when you get it. But again, keep in mind, like, 50 people touch these, right? So human error happens sometimes. So if something wonky happens to your shoes, totally bring them to us. We can look, see what happens. Sometimes, you know, stuff just gets missed because people are involved, and we're all human, and don't forget to be easy on one another, because we're all human. We make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Life lesson of the day. Okay, so I'm just cleaning this cork off, making sure that there's no, like we can see there's quite a bit of dirt right here close to the sole, so I'm just going to scrub that up best I can. And make sure that I'm not sealing that dirt in, because who wants to seal dirt into their shoes, you know what I'm saying? Just getting them all cleaned up. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to seal the cork. If you have the little bingo dauber style cork seal, I recommend having just a dollar store paintbrush kind of dedicated to getting right up alongside the edges of the straps, so that way you're not getting it on your straps. I use my finger a lot when I use my dauber cork seal that I have at home, because when you have a little area and a big old sponge, sometimes it gets a little tricky trying to get in there. So use different tools and just love on your Birkenstocks, man. These are like awesome shoes. The arch support is awesome. Another fun fact about Birkenstock, so Birkenstock, that name is like one of the first documented names for a, I don't even want to say a cobbler or a shoemaker, because they actually started with things that they just strapped to the feet to help with the arch, like 200 years ago. And then it just kind of like went down the family line. Like that's just what it's evolved into, is this awesome shoe, which was brought over to the States, I believe, in the 60s by Margot Fraser, I think is her last name. I'm really bad with names. She's the one who named the Arizona. And another fun fact, her size was a 38 narrow. So all of Birkenstock's models, display models, when we go to show and we purchase the shoes, they're all 38 narrow, in honor of her. She was the one who brought them all to the States so y'all could enjoy them in the 60s. And here we are, how many years later, enjoying them now. And they have like super cute styles. It's just interesting how things in history kind of go down like that. And it's nice too, because I wear 38 narrow, so every time we go to shoe show and I'm trying shoes on, I fit those shoes. Let me tell you that when we go to shoe show and we buy shoes for you guys, that is so much fun. It's so overwhelming. We try on hundreds of shoes during those days, and it's so fun. It's so interesting to see all the different kinds of trends that go between all the different brands that we carry. Like, it's really awesome. Like rose gold this last couple seasons was super duper popular, so we brought in some rose gold stuff. All right, I'm just making sure that I'm not getting this on the footbed and that I'm not getting it on the sole material. Not that it's going to kill it if it goes on the sole material, but we definitely do not want to get it on the footbed. So what I'm doing is I'm brushing from the sole, like I have the shoe upside down, obviously, and I'm brushing from the sole down so that when I do my swipe, it's not going onto the footbed. I will, in just a second, kind of come from the top, just to seal this edge right here. Like, it kind of, how do I show this to you? There's a little bit of a lip that happens right here, and I want to get in there with the cork seal, but I want to make sure that I don't goo it over the edge, because as this dries, it will get very hard and it will cut your feet up. That's another reason why you do not want to put this on the footbed of the shoe, because you will absolutely 100% cut your feet up. This will dry and become very, very hard, and it will cut your feet up. So do not, under any circumstances, put the cork seal on the footbed. It's not the business at all. I promise you. We had someone come in. They were like, I don't understand why my feet are bleeding. What is going on? They had accidentally put the cork seal on the footbed. So please, 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 please don't do that. Normally we can do relines on shoes that we can open up all the way, like this shoe. I can open up the straps and access the footbed of the shoe, and we put a solvent on the footbed to loosen up the adhesive that is between the suede liner and the footbed itself. And if the cork is in good condition, then we can slowly pull that apart, pull the old liner off, and then put a new liner on. However, if you have sealed your footbed with the cork sealer, that solvent is no longer going to penetrate the suede liner. Sorry about that. Hold on just one second. We're going to answer this phone really quick. Thank you for calling Desert Birkenstock. This is Tiffany. How can I help you? see. I think we might have missed. Yeah, we missed the transfer. So it'll be on Saturday that we'll have those. I might even be able to bring them over sooner if I go over to the Henderson store tomorrow. Okay. Saturday is 10 to 6. Okay. No problem. Bye. You too. Bye. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, I need to sit down for a little bit, so we're gonna go over oiling of shoes here. Sorry. Okay, so I have some Habana Arizonas here. So this is Habana oiled leather. These are actually pretty dark, so it's not a whole lot I need to do, but you see how like all this scratching happens here on the oiled leathers. We're gonna go ahead and remove some of that. So hold on just one moment. Move some of this stuff out of my way. Okay, so there's different things that we can use to oil the oiled leathers. To oil the oiled leathers. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna open up these straps and evaluate what's happening. Make sure there's no staining, which I don't see any water stains on these. These are actually in really good condition. We are gonna seal the cork on these because that's part of what we do when we do these tune-ups. Nope, there's no water stains on any of these straps. When there's water staining, I like to go over it with a nubuck block just so that way I can remove or soften out the lines that go around the water spots. Because when I go over it with oil, it's just gonna, you're still gonna see the water spot. So I don't need to do that on these because I don't see any water spots on here. I think there's some unevenness here though. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go grab my nubuck block and I'm just going to kind of just smooth this out a little bit, or like blend it a little bit more, and then we'll re-oil. Hold on one second, I'll be right back. Okay. Here we go. So, nubuck block comes in many different forms. The ones that come in the Birkenstock kit, they have the brush. Hi. They have the brush, and then on the other side there's the nubuck block. This particular one doesn't have that, but I like it when the brush has the handle because I can get in there better and do stuff. But this is a nubuck block, just separate from the little brush doodad. We do sell them by themselves with the brush and the nubuck block. So if you guys need anything, you let us know. Okay, so what we are going to do here is I'm going to even out this right here a little bit, or like soften it, so that way it's not so noticeable when I go to oil it. And there's different things that we can use to oil these leathers. We're going to use a leather oil, and we're also going to possibly use some Vaseline. Okay, so I've evened that out so there's not quite so many marks. Now I did leave this back here so you can see. See how there's all those striations there? You want to kind of avoid that. You want to avoid leaving hard lines, just like when you're coloring or painting or anything. You want to blend things, right? So, just gonna gently do that, going in different directions just to make sure that we are all good. Okay, and then the oils, the natural oils in your fingers will absolutely help you in this process too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with oil, leather oil. Keeping in mind, all the stuff that you are seeing here in this video, we have had in our back room for a very long time because, you know, this is what we do. So, and this stuff lasts you a long time. So it's not like you're constantly needing to stock up on this. You come and you get it from us the one time and you're still going to have it for years to come. So, yeah, this stuff it's a great investment for the shoes that you are investing in. And it does not cost that much to get your care kit, and your leather lotion, leather oil. It really does. It's not a lot of money. Like, it's 20 bucks for the Birkenstock cleaning kit. Look at that. See how nice that is? That was just with the oil. You can also use Vaseline. I don't think I'm going to need any Vaseline on these because these were already really dark to begin with. When you send your shoes in for recraft, a lot of times what we'll do, if you want the leathers to be cleaned, is we'll sand down the leathers, and then bring them back to life with leather lotion, leather oil, or Vaseline. I really like to use Vaseline on the black oiled leather, and I like it on the Habana oiled leather as well. But it's totally up to you. It's however dark or light you want your shoes to be. We will absolutely do our best to keep them looking nice. So I feel like that looks so much better. Super awesome. All right, so you guys have seen me clean BirkoFlor. You've seen me oil some oiled leathers. We've gone over cork sealing. We've gone over footbeds. Okay, now if you've spilt anything in your footbed, which these ones don't have anything super spilt, but if you've spilt something and it leaves like the water spots, again, the nubuck block, using that, and then your brush here. So you use the nubuck block and try and erase it away as best you possibly can, and then you use your brush to kind of just, you know, brush up the suede again. The moment that you start wearing these shoes, again, your footprint is going to show back up. So you could work really, really, really hard to try and make it look like that footprint isn't there anymore, but the moment that you start wearing them again, your footprint's going to show back up. So just know that. But it is really nice, like, some of us have stinkier feet than others, so it is really nice to use that footbed, the refresher that comes in the Birkenstock kit. And we also just have a refresher all by itself if you want to get a refresher. And what you do is you saturate the footbed with the spray, and then just kind of like let it sit for a little bit, let it do its thing, blot up some of the liquid, and then go to town with your brush, and or the nubuck block, depending on whatever it is that you need to do, and just really, really get in there and clean up the footbed. And again, we're not doing it to remove the footprint. What we're doing is we're removing or cleaning up the funk. I don't want to say removing because sometimes it just gets really embedded in there, and that's probably a time when it'd be good for like a recraft or using sock soles if you have not used sock soles before. Those are the liners that you see us talk about in our YouTube video. It's wool felt with a silicone backing, so that way it doesn't slide all over the place. If you are interested in one of those, you can purchase them on our website. It's desertbirkenstock.com. You want to get one size smaller than your Birkenstock size, so that way it fits nicely in the footbed. Otherwise it does weird puckery things. It's just, you want it to be one size smaller. And they're washable. You can put them in the washing machine. You can dry them, which is really cool. They're awesome. We have them in light brown and we have them in black. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab one for you. Okay, so stinky footbeds. If you want to prevent that, you get these, and they're washable, and they're awesome. I'm sorry this is all backwards. I just need to be able to see if you guys are asking me any questions. So you get a pair for $20. It has a silicone backing on here, so it's not going to adhere, but it will not slip and slide. The more that you wash it, the stickier that it gets. But again, it's not going to adhere. It's just to keep it from sliding all over the place. But if they're not too bad, you just, like I said, you use the footbed cleaner and refresher. You spray it in here, you saturate it, let it sit for a little bit, blot up the extra, and then go to town with your nubuck block and your brush and just get it all cleaned up. Take your rag, wipe it down again, and then just let them be. The only thing that you are to use in your footbed is the cleaner and refresher. That's the only purpose of the cleaner and refresher, is to go in the footbed, and that is the only thing that should be going in your footbed. The only thing that goes on the cork is your cork seal. We do not put cork seal anywhere else but on this exposed cork right here. And then the rain and stain repellent only goes on the straps. So I recommend opening your shoe, putting it upside down and spraying, or if you are going to do it like this, just make sure that you lay down a piece of newspaper or a cloth and then spray your straps. Do not use the water or the rain and stain repellent in the footbed of the shoe. The rain and stain repellent is for your straps only, and that's for like leather and suede. You don't need to do it on your BirkoFlor because BirkoFlor is vinyl, so that's already going to repel the water. So you don't need to use it on that. And you don't need to use it on like the shiny leathers like Amalfi, or they've done some that have like had this like really cool like coating over the top of like a patent. You don't need to use it on that because obviously that's just gonna roll right off there. It's for your oiled leathers, your porous materials, oiled leathers and nubuck and suede. That's what you're gonna use your rain and stain repellent for. And then you have your cleaner and refresher for your footbed and your cork seal for your cork. So, we have some of those new nubuck colors for spring. There's the lilac, the sky, and the white nubuck. 100% recommend. We have options at our store. We have an aerosol can of Weather Guard, and then we also have the rain and stain repellent for the Birks. The Birks is in like a pump spray. So honestly, I would probably want to use the Weather Guard on the nubuck blocks. On the nubuck straps, just because it'll go more evenly. Where when you have the pump, sometimes that tends to like want to spit sometimes, and I don't want it to leave any like weird spotting on your Birks. I don't know if it will. I just personally, I would feel more comfortable using an aerosol because you have a little bit more control of how much is going on there. With the nubucks, you want to make sure that, and your suedes, you want to make sure that you do that like every 3 to 6 months, just sealing your straps so that way they're not getting destroyed by water and rain and all that. I mean, it's natural material. There's nothing you do to like completely protect them unless you're wearing bubbles on your feet. If you have found a way to do that, please let me know so that I can walk around with bubbles on my feet. Just kidding. Yeah, so if you have some Birkenstocks that need to be cleaned, bring them in. We're here. We're doing it from now until the 27th. If you did not get any emails from us or a postcard, here's what we got. I know it's backwards, I'm sorry, but it's April 22nd through the 27th. Bring in 1 pair of Birkenstocks, either sandals or shoes, and we will clean those for you. Also, don't miss out on what's happening. Like, go to our Facebook page and check out what's happening in the event center there. We're doing some maintenance on our website. So some of our events are on the website. I'm working on getting those up to date. So give me a little bit of time. We're doing some other maintenance on the website as well. But just kind of keep an eye on what's going on. I do my very best to keep everything current. Email is by far, email and postcards are the best way to get information from us because that's our bread and butter. That's how we keep things rolling. Also, don't forget, if you bring in a gently used pair of not even Birkenstocks, a gently used pair of any shoes, you bring them in, you get 10% off the purchase of 1 pair of shoes. These shoes need to be in sellable condition, so they're going to be going into a boutique that helps the Women's Resource Center. So, they have their own little boutique and it's super stinking cute, and all of the proceeds at that boutique go directly to the Women's Resource Center. So it's just another way of them bringing in funds for their organization. We love their organization. If you would like to meet someone from the Women's Resource Center, Michelle will be with us on Saturday the 28th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at our Rainbow location. So sorry. If you would like to come in and ask any questions, you're totally more than welcome to do that. So again, gently used pair of Birkenstock, or gently used pair of shoes, bring them in for donation, and we'll give you 10% off 1 pair of shoes, and your free cleanings are happening now until the 27th. So we hope to see you guys soon, and we'll talk to you later.